when I was here, I had an 18-year-old drinking age. So
When she starts, will you just press start?
I
will.
Alright.
You could drink all day, every day. That's a great learning. I'll stay out of the way here.
Hello. Hi, Jordan.
Nope.
Oh,
I'm
sorry
Sam.
about that. Hi,
Yep.
Sam. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So as Jordan might have told you, we had a meeting last time, and we did set this next one up. What is your position in the company?
So I'm the VP of Operations.
VP of Operations.
Before we really get started, a couple things. One, Jordan isn't going to make it today.
Oh, okay.
So he gave me a snapshot of what he wanted to cover, and then his boss isn't going to make it today either. So they asked me to participate. And I'm sorry, what was your name again?
I'm sorry about that. I'm Madeline. Here's my
pleasure.
business card.
Thanks.
My cell number's on there, so going forward, feel free to reach out really at any time.
All right.
I'm here for you. So
Great.
I want to keep the connection going forward just with our solutions. Sorry about that. So I know he gave you a little bit of a recap of what we talked about last time, but could you first tell me, what do you know about Fastenal?
I mean, you guys are an industrial supply company, so
Yeah.
I've worked with you at some of my other in my previous jobs. So.
Okay. Yeah, so that is sort of like the gist of what we do, but I want to introduce you to two of our main values, or our sayings that we have. The first one is the machine behind the machine. So here, I like to put it sort of in an iceberg visual. It sort of helps you understand it a little bit more. So what you're seeing in front of you, me as the sales rep, I'm just 10%, or the tip of the iceberg. But below that, we are a $4.4 billion company. So we have over 20,000 employees, nearly 2,400 branches. And that sort of ties into our second one, which is we are where you are. Our branch from your guys' facility is only 12 minutes, so it's pretty close. Not that bad of a drive if you have to do it. But we have vendor managed inventory solutions that go inside of your business. So we're doing business where you work, which means that your guys never have to leave to keep that inventory the way it needs to be. So does that sort of make a little bit more sense?
Yeah, it made sense a couple minutes ago.
Sorry about that. Thank you. So I first want to do sort of a recap of what me and Jordan talked about last time, and just make sure that that's still correct.
Yeah, please do. We got 15 minutes, so I have a hard stop at that 15 minutes as well.
Okay. So last time you said that you guys are running 15 production lines. Is that still correct?
Yep.
Okay. And still just one parts crib with 2 to 3 guys working in that?
Correct.
Okay. And he said about 12,000 or 1,200, SKUs in that parts crib, as far as fasteners go.
You know, I'm not sure the number of SKUs. So in our production, if that's what Jordan said, I'm just gonna say yes.
Go with that. Still a lot. Basically, just you're working with a lot of products, and that a lot of parts with just 2 to 3 guys. And he said 2 of the biggest issues that you guys are really facing are expedited orders that are happening a lot due to stockouts. Would you find that to be correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Could you expand on that a little bit, just from your point of view?
Yeah, so I'm in Jordan and Scott's Jordan's boss.
Okay.
I'm in their tail every day because we are simply not getting we're not meeting our due dates.
Okay.
And they're my problem.
That's your problem. And do you think that this is due to the stockouts?
It's absolutely due to the stockouts.
Yeah. So in your opinion, why are these stockouts happening?
Because they're not doing their job, I think.
Okay, so when we talked about it, he sort of felt that that was a lot of parts for those 2 to 3 guys to be happening, especially manually. With a regular parts crib, right here, this is a picture that I took a couple times ago. I asked if I could take a picture of it. That's what you guys are working with. So they're just going through and manually doing that and writing it all down. And that's a lot for just 2 to 3 people to be handling, especially when you have guys constantly coming from 15 different lines to be taking those parts. So what we sort of talked about, what we felt was probably the best solution for you guys, is one of our industrial vending solutions. It's the FAST 10,000 SL series. So just to give you a little bit of an overview of it, I know it looks a lot like your standard dresser that you would use at home with your socks and underwear and all that stuff, but it's really an intelligent dresser. With this scanner up on top, employees can either scan their IDs or punch in their own employee identification number to be able to access these drawers. And so the drawers are restricted based on the clearance that you give them. So that way people aren't taking unnecessary parts. It gives a little bit more accountability. So these drawers each have weight sensors in the bottom that are measuring using a min-max system to make sure that you guys aren't having stockouts. We have a 97% stockout prevention rate. So with that, there's a software inside the machine that is constantly communicating both with you guys and with us, sending messages telling us how much is in there. So once you do reach that minimum point, a Fastenal employee comes out and refills that for you, eliminating the need for the Jordan to be doing purchase orders or for the guys to have to stop production because of that stock out.
So you just said 97% stock out rate. Prevention rate. So there's 3% that there is still a stock out that happens.
You know, it's still nothing's perfect, but right now you guys are having at least one stock out a week.
Okay.
And I was telling Jordan, every time that happens and he's filling out a purchase order, that's $125. So I can't totally throw all that together in my head, but I think we both know that at least $125 a week of completely unnecessary cost does really add up.
But if I have 1,200 parts and one stock out a week, that's less than 97%. That's less than 97%. So what I'm doing today is better than this?
No, pretty much that's just an industry average because we don't want to overpromise and underperform. But with that constant monitoring, we really are we're making sure that you guys aren't having stockouts. We can't promise 100%, but it's constantly every 15 minutes it pings it to sort of get that information, and we have people that are constantly monitoring that so that we are doing pretty much their job for you. That way you don't have to deal with that.
All right.
Does that sort of answer your question a little bit better?
The question is answered. I'm not sure that I might have more questions as we move forward.
Okay, yeah. So could you think of a couple questions just sort of off the top of your head or any objections that you would have about it?
Yeah, a couple things. I've worked with vendor managed programs in the past, and I'm not sure that we're going to get the level of service that's being provided here. I mean, how do I know you're not going to overstock me, and then who's responsible when I am stocked out?
So we use what we call a min-max system. So there is a maximum that you're never going to go over. So we're not going to overload you. And once it reaches that minimum, that's when we're going to come. And what's nice about this is these parts are on consignment. So you're not really using it until you buy it. And that's where that weight thing comes in. We can tell when you guys are using that. So we're not going to purposely say you need X amount, which is way more than you need, just so we can charge you for that amount. It's like having a store within your operation.
Okay. So consignment, you're saying that you'll put as much stuff in there as I want you to put in there so that I don't run out?
Yep, and you're only paying when you use it.
Okay.
So our guys are coming out to service that for you when it reaches that minimum, or we have a critical level, which is when they really need to get out there right away.
How do I know that it's going to be stocked the way you're saying, that when that trigger point gets reached, that you actually come out and stock it?
Those messages that are going to us through the software in the machine are also going to you.
Okay.
So people that are either currently working in the parts crib or somebody like Jordan who's usually doing the orders, they can make sure that we're staying on top of it. So they can also see when it's at a minimum and they can give us a call. But we have people that are dedicated to doing this for you.
Okay.
Within our company.
Next question I have is, those 1,200 parts we're talking about, some of them are fraction of a cent parts. This looks like a pretty expensive piece of equipment. Does it even make sense from a return on investment from my standpoint?
Yeah, and that's really the best part of it, I think, is there are no capital expenses. So you are not paying for the machine. You're not paying for delivery. You're not paying for installation, training of your employees with this product, inventory management, or maintenance.
How do you stay in business?
Well, what we do, there is a $40 software charge, and that's for the software per month per machine. So that's a software that's communicating with both of us, telling you what's in there.
I'm not a fan of fees, but still, $40 per unit. That seems, I'm just doing math in my head. That seems like a really small number for probably what the cost of that is. So my next question is, you got to charge me a lot more for the product that goes in it.
We really don't. We have a $2,000 total spend per month, and that's on all of your machines, not just for one. And Jordan said last time that you guys are probably spending maybe $5,000 to $10,000 a month on fasteners alone. So that $2,000 really isn't going to be that hard for you guys to reach. And we do offer discounts the more that you're buying with us. So that really is another incentive to consolidate and do most of this work through Fastenal.
Okay.
Do you have any other objections going forward?
We'll see. Not yet.
Not yet. Do you have any other questions just sort of about how the machine is working?
You know, I guess I'm still concerned about, just seems like a lot of money for a machine that I'm not paying for, that I'm just curious how you're paying for it. It seems tough for me because you're saying a lot of things that, if they're accurate, make good sense for me. I just don't see how you do it.
Our hope is just that you're going to consolidate your business within Fastenal. So I know Jordan was saying last time that you do a lot of work with Grainger, and that's more if you're actually doing the orders like on time, but with stock outs when they have to run out, it could be pretty much to anybody who's available and anybody who's around. And so with using this system, we are ensuring that 97% stock out rate, and or prevention rate, I'm sorry. And we are just hoping that that encourages you to consolidate all of your business within Fastenal.
Okay. What if I don't?
Again, it's just that $2,000, and that isn't even a hard $2,000, honestly. It's just like a line that we like to give you, but if you don't reach it, we're not going to take your machines away. We want to work with you to help your business work the best. That's what we are here for.
Sounds good right now, but we're in business as well. We got to make a profit. It just doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense.
Well, it's saving you guys money on your end, so I feel like it might sound too good to be true, but if it's going to save you money, it's worth a shot at least. So with that going forward, because I do feel like this could be a really great product for you guys, would you be interested in maybe putting a couple machines on your lines? Say you have 15, so maybe like 5 machines, just try it out.
You know, I don't think so. I think that we'll probably figure it out internally.
I know 5 is a lot, especially you guys have a lot of expansion that's going on, so you're very busy, and switching things up might seem like it might slow you down. It does only take 30 days for these to come in, and it's a turnkey solution. It comes in completely ready to go. We talk to you, we customize it in a way that's going to work best for your business. You were saying that you have one parts crib right now, and so they're having to run from wherever in the facility to get there. We use the Japanese Kanban system, so we could put 1 to 2 of these machines at each of your lines, and stock it with specifically what they need for that line. So that way, people aren't taking parts that they don't need, and there's a lot less time running around and grabbing the fasteners that you do need. So that's improving your production efficiency. So with that in mind, maybe not 5 machines, but if you picked like 1 or 2 of the lines that are giving you the biggest issues, would you be interested in putting a couple machines in there?
No, I mean, I just don't trust that this system works. I feel like it's I've never seen this before, and I find it difficult that a company could manage all the things that you're saying need to be managed.
We do currently have over 71,000 of these machines, not this one specifically, but all of our vendor managed inventory machines, including this one, installed at our businesses. Yes. So it's a popular solution that people are picking and sticking to.
71,000?
Yes.
Okay. So,
machines installed.
Yeah. So what would be the, do you have case study information?
Yeah, I don't currently have one with me right now, but I do have customers that would be available for you to talk to. I could even bring you over to their facility. You could sort of see it in action, see how it's working.
Okay. Why don't we do this instead? If you could get me the controller, the VP, whoever VP of ops for a couple of the businesses that I would know in the area,
okay,
I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with them, and then we could potentially move forward.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's definitely something that we could look into.
Okay.
So I can get that information for you. Would you like to set another meeting maybe next week, and I could get all of that for you?
Why don't you coordinate those conversations with some of those folks that have those 71,000 machines somewhere, and if those conversations go well, we'll set up a meeting. Does that work?
Yeah, I can give you a call next week after I've done all of this, and then we can set a time to set a meeting after that. How does that sound?
Deal.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time to meet with me today.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Madeline, let's talk about your sales call. I assume you don't do this on a daily basis, but you sound like you know what you're doing here. How do you feel?
Not great, actually. I felt really good after the first one. I don't know.
Why not?
I felt like my approach just sort of was a little fumbly, and then from there I don't know. You're not very nice.
I know.
He's really not.
Do you think in the real world that all customers will be nice?
Oh, no.
So
No,
that was super realistic. He's hard to read. He's got a good poker face.
I had an outside sales internship this summer, and they're really not. They don't want to talk to you at all. But, yeah.
So I'll give you a little bit of feedback, because,
Yeah,
and I don't work for Fastenal. I'm the only guy here who doesn't work for Fastenal, so I'll let these guys get into more specifics. But what I look at, man, I'm telling you, you did a nice job. You did a very nice job. I think the opening was fine. You did a quick transition. One area that I think you could have probably avoid a little bit of a stumble is you ask him, what do you know about Fastenal? I says, oh, we worked with you guys on previous jobs. And then you went into talking about here, we do this, and the other thing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been a great idea to say, well, what's your impression of Fastenal so far? Because he might say, you guys are like the rock stars of the industry, get to the point, what do you want to get to? Or he might say, you guys suck so bad that they're horrible. So that's a point.
I wouldn't know what to say from there.
The clue to me that would have been the right answer was because after you got done, and your value proposition for Fastenal, I want to go buy Fastenal stuff, and I don't even need it. It was fantastic. Your eye contact was sincere. It made complete sense. You asked him if it made sense, and his response was, it made sense to me 2 minutes ago. In other words, I already knew you guys. You wasted the last 2 minutes of the time by that. That's trust me, that's a minor tweak. A couple of minor tweaks with the visual aid. I'm a huge fan. If you're the sales rep and you're holding a visual aid over here, that's for your comfort. If you want the guy to see it, you need to be like leaning forward and go for your pen. And when you're doing this, the other thing, watch. There's certain things I'm not sure he trusted you or believed you with about how are you guys making profitability. You're explaining, your mouth is moving, you're looking at your visual. You need to be looking at him.
Okay.
Because he's writing stuff down. He's giving you clues. He's either frowning, he's smiling, he's writing stuff down. He's kind of tough. I've never met him before. That might be the case. Say, look, Dave, you buying what I'm selling? What's your real issue here?
Yeah.
That would be a good place to short circuit it. Let me give you two more pieces of feedback, and I'll let the professionals do it.
More than it.
There's something you did that I think was phenomenal. And you asked him, he said something like, that you've answered all my questions, I might have questions later. And instead of letting him go to later, said, well, what other questions do you have? You said something like that, and you got to the point, you're getting them out of the way. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. Yep. I loved it. So.
Thank you.
It was really
cool. So before those guys jump in from the buyer side,
I
thought you were right on point. You dug in where it was uncomfortable. I appreciate that. The whole point of this was to throw you off a little bit.
Yeah.
Your contacts, people you thought you were going to meet, they're not there.
Yeah.
And I'm here, and I obviously don't like them very much.
Yeah.
Because my role is the operations guy. They slow me down every time they don't do their job right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this going, if you got a solution that can help me with my operations, with my production, you got to that at the end. You're talking all supplies and how that's managed. I don't care. Don't care. Get me to what I care about. So I thought you did a nice job at the end of getting me to where I go, okay, I got to listen to this at this point. But I would say at the beginning you asked, what my role is, and I just told you my title.
Yeah, I should have got into that more.
So I thought you did a nice job. When you think about what my role is, I would have walked into, I'm in charge of the profitability of this business. I'm in charge of making sure that financially we're set and we're getting our product out the door. Mm-hmm. And you would have probably tweaked how you talk to me from that point forward. Wouldn't have been about products. It would have been about finance. Does that make sense?
Yeah, completely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Guys, anything else?
I think you did a great job of holding your composure with the curveballs that he was kind of throwing your way. It was obvious that you were expecting something different, and he was, flat out saying, because I don't think they do their job, things that are very uncomfortable for salespeople to be a part of. So I thought that you did a good job of rounding some of those corners that just seemed uncomfortable. To Sam's point, at the end, you did wrap it up very well as far as starting to validate what he thought about, what he cared about, I should say. Mm-hmm. That point of use, increasing production, and then you validated our program by talking about how many of these we have across the country.
Yeah, that was the key right there. You suddenly made it real to me because I didn't believe it.
Yeah. And we were gonna make testimonials to bring in, and we didn't. And I wish I could have had something be like, here it is. I don't
Yep.
even need to go get another meeting. It's right here.
Well, you did it better. You said, let me get you with a customer.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't care about what you have written on a paper. Let me hear it from one of your customers.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
So guys over here,
Yeah, I mean, kind of like to what they were saying about the 71,000 vending machines, be able to pop that number off. That's a tangible fact, and I like that. The energy was good.
Yeah.
There was no ums or no stumbling
No.
around, and that's key. So yeah, it was excellent, and I thought the on consignment inventory too, coming from because he cares about finance,
That's
he
right.
cares
Yeah.
about production. To have that speaks his language.
Yeah, and that's what we weren't sure about either, because we went to a Fastenal store to talk to them, and in the booklet too, it says for larger items with consignment, but sometimes with the bulk that they're not doing it like that. But then because these have the weighted scales, I don't know, we weren't totally
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I wasn't good. I know the answer to that.
Yeah.
The answer is we don't do that.
I didn't think.
But you know what? I wasn't. That was fine. None
Yeah.
of that matters. We'd have figured that out.
I think that the key takeaway to this whole thing is when you turned around and you said, look, I don't think I did that great. Actually,
Yeah.
when you're driving home today, you should feel like a rock star.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You really should, because if you can do it here, when you get out in the real world and see real situations, you'll be amazing. And it can be the most gratifying feeling in the world. It can also be, being a great salesperson, it's an emotional business. It's a thinking man's game, it's an emotional business. There'll be days you'll go home and lay spread eagle on the floor oh, why am I doing this? But there's other days, it's like a hit of adrenaline. There's nothing like it. It makes your heart beat. It makes you feel more alive than ever before. So that's what you got in front of you. And you did a really nice job.
Well, thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Nice work.
Thank you.
Fantastic job.
You get to stay here.